All right, and just like that, we're back this time. Lee Bazely joining. How you doing?
Doing good. You?
I'm great. This
Wonderful.
has been an interesting game so far. Jay Peckham and I were talking first period about how we thought it was kind of like pretty slow, and there was a lot of interruption going on. Box that needed to be fixed, but it just felt like there wasn't a ton of hockey really happening in that first period.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, just like you said, there was. It's almost like both teams were kind of just tripping over their own feet, and they were just kind of really not into it almost in that first period. We didn't see a whole lot of action, at either end of the rink, to be honest. But that second period, they picked it up quite a bit.
Well, here we go. And then, of course, Zach Felak comes in with a goal there, kind of snuck it in.
That was a nice goal, too. He took his time. He waited for the perfect moment. He kind of did that neat little dangle toe drag and then just put it right up over the left pad.
Yeah,
so that was a nice goal.
And that, of course, put it at 1-0 for the Sarnia Sting. And the shots on goal about the same as the first period, at least for the Sarnia Sting. So they seem to be surpassing Windsor in the second period.
I just wish they would get more shots on goal during their power plays when they have the man advantage.
Right.
But yeah, they are getting some more shots on goal, which, you love to see that. That's the kind of hockey I want to see. They don't have to be great quality shots, but I'd rather see us score 4 goals off the rebound than spend 10 minutes each period on 2 shots trying to set that perfect shot up. It doesn't work to our advantage usually.
Do you think that Windsor was a little nervous coming here because we've been able to beat them both times that they've come and we've played them, and then this is going back to that first period again. And I talked this with Jay. Was Sarnia got kind of a slap in the face from Kitchener the other day. A bit of a wake-up call. In fact, I think one of the coaches made that comment somewhere, and then. Windsor is hungry because they're we don't want to lose the Sarnia Sting again, but Windsor seems to be having a struggle this year.
And I'm okay with that. But yeah, they probably were thinking that, how they always want to come in here. They always want to have that laser focus and concentrate on the task at hand. But it's hard to when, historically, Windsor has always been very, very good against the Sarnia Sting, and they haven't been able to put that game together this year, and, even coming off of last year as well. They've had their struggles with the Sarnia Sting, and they can't seem to figure out what to do about it. Yeah. And so, I think you're probably right. That's definitely been on their mind coming in tonight.
And like I said, maybe Sting a little nervous in that first period because they got slapped in the face by Kitchener, not too far away from that. But anyway.
Could have been that, or it could be helping us too.
Well, maybe, right?
Making us more hungry for that W tonight after that spanking we took in Kitchener.
Well, you only need to win by 1, right? So 1-0 it is right now, but I suspect the conversations in the locker room with both of these teams are quite interesting with, Windsor having to come out, and I think we're going to really see the third period's just going to be really interesting here because there's going to be a lot of aggression there, I think.
I would think so. We saw a little bit of that aggression at the beginning of the second period. Windsor trying to play that until Felak's goal. As soon as Felak scored that goal, it kind of changed the way Windsor was playing this game. They were playing a lot of the rough stuff. They were trying to be that aggressive, but it wasn't getting them any goals. It wasn't putting them in any offensive situation where it was going to help them out. So when they put that goal in the back of the net, that changed up completely how they played this game. They completely turned around. They focused more on the game rather than the aggression. And we saw that coming back. And honestly, I was worried a couple of times they were going to put the puck in the back of the net there.
There were some nervous spots there. Nick Strzezica doing a great job, though, for the Sarnia Sting.
As usual.
And, I think, honestly, Nick, it would be fair to say is I think we expected him to do well, but I think he's really doing better than we honestly thought maybe he would.
I'm surprised to hear you say that, with how much we talked him up last year and the amount of respect we had for his game last year. For me anyway, now he's just showing what we talked about several times last year. He's able to prove now what we always knew he could do.
Well, I don't take anything away from him. I think just maybe I guess what I meant was he's gone beyond my expectation. Like,
Yeah.
I expected him to do well, but he really shot over that bar as far as what was set for him, between not just with us talking about him last year, but I think the fans had an expectation there. I think the fans, and nothing to take away from Benny, but I think the fans wanted to see a little bit more of Nick last season than they got to see.
Maybe so, yes.
But when he was there, he showed up every time.
Absolutely. And, I saw every time he got between the pipes last year, we saw him as a starting caliber goalie. His only problem Nick had last year, and it's weird to say it, but he had the misfortune of having to play for Sarnia, whose number one was a Team Canada gold medalist.
Right.
So if it wasn't for that, Nick Suzicha could easily be a starting goalie for any team in this league.
Yeah.
And now he's finally getting that chance to show what he can do, to show his skills. I'm not surprised by it at all. I'm very happy to see it now on a more consistent basis than we got to see it last year. But every time he stepped between the pipes last year, we saw what we knew what he was capable of, and that he was a starting caliber goalie even last year.
Yep. Ryan Brown, once again, to mention that he's out tonight. It seemed like he got kind of hit in the back of the head, or he got hit hard in Kitchener, and so he's not playing tonight. So that would make some a little bit nervous, especially he's getting ready to go away to the U17 coming up late next week. So maybe it's a precautionary measure. We know that he got hit, so are we really? We're certainly missing him out there tonight on the ice.
Oh, absolutely, and I think it might be part of it. We're hoping anyway that it is just kind of precautionary.
Yeah.
Obviously, something happened out there, and you don't want to be putting him out there before he's ready, especially with something as big coming up like he's got happening there with the U17 Team Canada thing that he's got going on. But you're right, for sure. We are missing him tonight. I think if we had all the pieces of the puzzle here tonight that we've had so far, like we got Dalen Moses out, we've got Jacob, not Jacob LeBlanc. He went away for 2 minutes earlier on a silly penalty, but that's what I'm thinking of. But there are
some key players.
Some few key players are out tonight, and we're definitely feeling that. But we're still making it work out there for the most part.
But sometimes that's an opportunity for these other young players to go, okay, I've really got to step up my game here, and I've got to step into a leadership role, and go to show that we just can't. You can't count on the star players all the time.
Right, and we saw that a little bit last year. We had a lot of key players out, and it's almost like we're seeing that same thing again this year. And these young Sarnia Sting players are most definitely stepping up into those roles. Look at that new kid, like he's making his debut tonight. That was a Dylan Leckie.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Right.
I couldn't believe what I was seeing out there. He's hungry. He's fast. He knows what he's doing. I was so pleasantly surprised to see him, what he was capable of. I figured he was going to be pretty good. But he's doing a great job out there. Everybody's doing a great job out there. So, even when we have those key players out like we do tonight, is it unfortunate? Yes. Do we really have to worry? Not as much as maybe some other teams would when they have to have their replacement step in. Right.
Well, the score shows right now 1-0. The Sarnia Sting are dominating so far, but that's why there's 60 minutes of hockey. They've still got a lot to prove and a long 20 minutes to really, dig in a little deeper. And honestly, like 2 more goals would really set them to where they really need to be coming into this third period.
I think so. And I think we were starting to get we were getting on our heels a little bit. Things were getting kind of, Sting team was slowing down a little bit. I wasn't sure what was happening with that fight there. When Lomanak, he dropped the gloves halfway across the rink and was going out. I was, what's going on? And then even when they did fight, I'm thinking, okay, he's definitely getting an instigator, which he did. Yeah. But it definitely, I was thinking at the time, he's getting an instigator. That's a dumb penalty. But did you see how the Sting players have stepped up since then?
Totally.
How they've kind of been rallying since then?
Great penalty kills that happened.
Good penalty kill, but they have stepped up since then. They've kind of picked it up quite a bit. So whatever the reason was for that fight, whether it was something else triggering or he did it just to get this team fired up again, that's exactly what happened. The Sarnia Sting team got fired up after that, and we could tell easily that they kicked it into high gear right after that.
All right, well, let's see if they keep the fire going out there on fire on ice, right? That's kind of what you like to see out there. They'll hold on to the lead, maybe get a couple more goals in there for a little more insurance. We're going to have post-game press conference after the game as well, which I'm happy to say I'm now an official sponsor for that post-game press conference. So thanks to the Sarnia Sting for that opportunity. opportunity. And you never know who's going to show up there, but we'll be live here and on the Sarnia Sting page as well. So be sure you're following us everywhere you possibly can so you don't miss anything. And every once in a while, just go over and check out sarniasting.com for an opportunity to see different things that are happening with the Sarnia Sting in the community, including coming up this Sunday. It's Halloween Day.
Yes, it
Are
is.
you getting dressed up?
I think I might have to. Explain that a little bit to me, because I heard a little bit in the pregame, but I had to get in the car and rush over here.
Please don't scare me.
I'm more of a cutie pie
I usually
than
put
a
on my
scary guy.
Launa jersey, and then I come as a pumpkin.
There you go.
I don't know. I don't get dressed up. I'm too old for that, am I? I'll put a tie around my head instead of around my neck. But Halloween Day here, and that means that there's going to be a skate with the Sarnia Sting happening there. And just a lot of fun, festive type stuff. With the
I know they're having like a costume parade out on the ice at one of the intermissions.
Something to that effect, right? So should be great and a lot of fun. I'll be curious to see what Lee and Jay and everybody gets dressed up. Connor Burke's threatened to get painted up like Gene Simmons, so we'll see if that happens. That's a lot of work.
That would be cool as long as it's yellow and black instead of white and black.
We'll see. I don't know. He's a wild man, that Connor Burke. All right, well, wild as it may be, we're hoping for some more wild scores out there on the ice for the Sarnia Sting, who are leading right now 1-0 in this hockey game against the Windsor Spitfires. We'll see the results coming up in a little bit. But right now, live with the Sarnia Sting concourse, I'm David Burrows and my friend Lee Bazely. Here we go. 1, 2, 3.
Go Sting, go!